What's up, nerds? Welcome to a new show that we're going to do. We're going to give you a little preview of our pilot episode just so you guys kind of know certain things to come forward. This is called Talk Nerdy to Me. It's going to be a short little thing. Sometimes it'll be me and Kev here. Sometimes we'll have a guest. Sometimes it'll just be random. Certain people will be on the show. We're going to treat it as a little mini kind of podcast thing, a little video podcast for you guys to just relax and listen to us bullshit for about 20-30 minutes. Depending on the guest, it could go for an hour. Just depends on who we have and how much time we got.
And if we can figure out a way to do it, we might have we might set a couple of little robots in front of the thing one time. Let them talk back and forth.
Yeah, we're gonna build some robots, Rick and Morty style, and just let them figure it out.
Yeah.
But we also I've kind of thrown around the idea of possibly doing it live at some point or something like that too.
Right.
Just have fun with it, see what happens. But the first thing I want to talk about is I get to your house and I come downstairs, which, as you can tell, we're in the dungeon, we're in the basement. The first thing I see is Snake Plissken. Because you're watching Escape from New York.
Yes. That has to be probably one of my all-time favorite movies ever, just because, let's see, I think it came out in 81. So in 81, I would have been 14 years old.
He's doing math.
Yeah.
He's got to use his fingers.
Yeah.
Fucking carry the
Yeah.
two.
So I would have been 14 years old, and I just remember when that movie came out, my mom's really good friend Stu said, "Hey, you want to go to the movies?" He took me to the movies one night, and I just remember seeing that movie like, wow, I've never seen anything so exciting in my life. And then during when everything started out, he was telling me, "Oh, this movie was actually filmed here in St. Louis." Most of it was.
It was. I was under the impression that it was only filmed in East St. Louis for the blown out buildings and stuff. Because I think it was right after that fire is when they filmed it.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, and you can also go on IMDb and look up filming locations for the movie that movie, and it gives you every location for what the scenes that they did, and there's probably 10 for St. Louis.
Yeah.
But
little piece of St. Louis history. Escape from New York. The only good Escape from Anywhere movie that was ever filmed is filmed here.
Oh yeah,
because LA is terrible.
LA. I tried watching it, and I even wanted to kick myself in the ass for trying to watch it after seeing the previews and watching them surf on the shark thing.
Well, I mean, you can't blame yourself though, because Escape from New York's a fucking classic, and it's Snake Plissken. It's Kurt Russell at his fucking best.
Yeah.
And it's hard to look at it and go, they're making a sequel to that movie. I can't wait to see it. Then you watch and you're like, why did I do this?
Kurt Russell is one of my all-time favorite actors to watch.
All right, what's your favorite Kurt Russell movie? Because I'm curious now.
Well, it's probably going to be
Escape from New York.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
See, for me, it's weird because I didn't have that kind of relationship with his older stuff. Because I wasn't born when a lot of that stuff came out. I think my favorite Kurt Russell movie is probably The Hateful Eight. In all honesty.
It's good.
I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed his role in it. But I'm also a big fan of Guardians too, and I thought he did a great fucking job as Ego. So
yeah,
I really liked him in that role.
Well, that's we agree to differ there.
Well, yeah, it's more of a preference kind of thing.
Like he wasn't. I didn't feel it there.
I like the way they kind of played him off as this guy who was probably still should have been in the 80s. He didn't understand the times had changed.
Yeah,
I like the way they played the role. I feel like a lot of that was his choice. You're not going to tell Kurt Russell, no, you can't do that. You're going to let him do what he wants.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And I think that showed it. It looked like he had fun with it, which. That adds more to a movie if you can tell the actors enjoying what they're doing. So for me, it was fun to watch him like that. Speaking of Guardians 2, I think I've seen it 3 times now, and it came out last Friday.
Yeah.
Well, one of our great members, Mitchell, invited me out to see it because he had won tickets, and apparently all of the friends he has, none of them went with him. So I'm next on the list because I gave him free shit. So he's like, hey man, you want to go catch a movie? I'm like, sure, why not? I'll drive 45 minutes to watch this movie again. And honestly, we did the review on it, but after a second and third watching of it, I like it more than I did originally, because I feel like there's a lot more character development and arcs in there than I originally realized. Fucking Rocket's arc is fucking amazing. You can even have a Drax arc. You have Nebula and Gamora's arc, Starlord's arc. Drax has a bit of an arc. It's fun watching these characters kind of develop in front of us because it feels more like, it's not like Spider-Man where you've read the books and all that stuff and you know this character inside and out, and you know Wolverine inside and out and the X-Men. Guardians is one of those ones where I feel like we're all developing together. We're all learning learning new things about each other because it's not books that most people have read. Sure. I guarantee they gained popularity recently with the movies and everything like that, but I've never sat down and been like, oh, I wonder what this Starlord book's about.
Well, I could watch it if I sat down, I usually don't like to watch a movie more than once, and maybe 5-6 years go by, I might watch it again. But
Yeah.
when I know what's going to happen, I get kind of bored with it. But I mean, I could watch that movie 50 times, and there still wouldn't be. It wouldn't get any better for me.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, unless somebody snuck some, nude scenes of Gamora, that would get it. That would get
Hung
a
up
whole
on
lot
that whole
better.
Gamora thing, aren't you? You're not gonna let that
Well,
go.
just Zoe in general. She
is an attractive lady.
Very, very, very.
But no, I mean, like, just like rewatching and stuff like that. I mean, I didn't really catch anything new, like Easter egg wise.
Yeah.
Which is mostly on me because I get way into the story. But on first viewing, and a couple of spoilers for Guardians too, I guess. First viewing, Yondu's death, it didn't really have an effect on me.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw it in theaters, I shed some manly tears when Yondu died. Because I think it was that when we watched it the first time, it was the excitement. It was, oh my God, we're seeing it kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
To where I was paying more attention to what was happening on screen than what it meant. So when I saw it the second time and the third time, I'm paying more attention to that arc and that story that Quill and Yondu were telling, and involving ego and all that stuff. The Rocket and Yondu stuff was great.
Mm-hmm.
And when he's going, I'm like, Yondu, no. Yondu, come back.
Rewind.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Yeah.
It's still one of the best lines in the movie.
Yeah. And,
Oh my
and
God.
kind of take a little break from the nerd stuff just for a second, because I got to point out, you can tell you're getting some damn sun, man.
I know,
your
dude.
freaking face, you're
I
like
know.
freaking getting tan as hell
I
on
know.
your face. Like, wow.
I'm my fat ass is used to working indoors in the air conditioning,
Yeah.
selling shit.
Yeah.
I got a new job where I spend 90% of my day outside in the sun, which you can tell, like, I look tan, but only on my face because I'm cleaning windows. So the sun's just reflecting off the window in front of my face. So it's like I got that little thing in front of me lounging on the beach.
Oh, yeah.
And instead I'm just sweaty and fat and trying to clean windows in the sun because water dries up and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, like, arms wise, I'm not getting tan or anything like that. Like, but back of my neck and my face and everything, I guess arms will come later. I'll start working shirtless so I can get the titties tanned.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure the.
And not like a titty tan.
I'll do it like I'm watching cars in the movies. Just press my tits up against the window while I'm cleaning. Scare the shit out of some children.
I feel like we could make a Hardee's commercial out of it.
Do you want this thick burger?
Yeah.
They're like, turn it off. Just turn it off. It hurts. I don't like this anymore.
Why have our thick burger sales went down?
We only sold one last week, and it was to the guy who was in the commercial. He knows he doesn't have to pay, right?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
So, back on track now.
Oh, man. Sorry, the Hardy. I'm thinking of me doing a Hardee's commercial now, and I can't get it out of my head. I'm gonna have nightmares about it. Oh, fuck. But you're also selling, or you're in the process of getting ready to sell your comic books.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I've had these things for, oh my gosh, I've had them since, the majority of them anyway, since I was between the ages of 12 and now. So most
That's 300 years, folks.
305. Be exact.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't carry the two.
Well, now they've just been sitting in boxes and bags and boards and just sitting there, and I'm kind of getting to the point where, I love that stuff, and it's been like, should I or shouldn't I? And I make the decision to do it, and then I start getting into it somewhat, and then I start pulling them out and looking at this one. I can't do it. I put them all back in the box. I've done that at least 7 or 8 times in the last, try 20, 25 years. And I just got so many other things I want to do now, and I'm really, super into guns, and that, takes a lot of my money and stuff away. So I just figure I'm just going to bite the bullet, and every time I pull something out, the only thing I'm having a problem with is whether or not to get rid of my Punisher collection, because that's
Dude, that's gonna be hard for you.
that's going to be tough, because that's my biggest collection.
You've got so many Punisher books.
Oh, I've got, the standard issue books. I've got all the crossovers from all the other comic books. I've got all the special ones.
How many Punisher first appearances do you have from Spider-Man?
Oh, just one.
You only have one?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I thought you had a couple of those.
Oh, I wish. I didn't have the foresight to keep that book
Fair
when
enough.
I was younger. Something happened to it, so I had to buy it later. I did it at the time I got it for like $35.
Yeah. Because I know you had, what, like 8 different copies of Deadpool's first appearance or something like that?
Yeah, I did. I had 6. I sold all of them except one. I still have one left, and I'm going to sell that one now, too.
Yeah. So if anybody out there, any of our viewers are interested in any specific books, comment on the video. Let us know what you're looking for, and we'll let you know if we can help you out. But yeah, it'll...
No, yeah, definitely. I'll tell you what. I've got my prices all set for exactly what I'm going to go for, and I'm going to put them on eBay. But if anybody out there, any of our listeners are interested in it, you want to give me a call, I'll definitely work you a deal, better deal on here than I would on eBay.
Yep.
Yeah, especially
so,
the more you buy, the better it'd be.
Just leave us a comment, or you can hit me up on Facebook, and I'll make sure you guys get in contact. I'll have the description. In the description, I'll have the link to the Facebook group. If anybody's interested in any specific comic books, just either tag me or just put a post in there. I'll see it, and we'll get in touch with you and make sure you get some of them books. So,
yeah, and I'll even give you free shipping.
There you go, guys. Free shipping. That's hard to beat.
Yep.
Free shipping on some badass comics.
And you get a lot of them, and it weighs a lot. So.
Yep. And if I tell you right now, if I had the money, I would be buying these like crazy because there's some great fucking comics and great books.
Yeah.
Like you got, what do you have? Wolverine's first appearance.
Well, I don't have that one anymore.
So. Oh, you sold that one?
No, don't know what happened to that one.
Oh, that's depressing.
Yeah, that's very depressing. But I do have, I have a couple of, I got his like 4-issue limited series, and I have his first issue, or his first issue from his first ongoing series, and I have, New Mutants 98. I have just tons of different ones. And another thing, like for example, like the Infinity Gauntlet, with the movies coming up and everything is so hot. I actually, what I did is there's Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity Crusade, Infinity War, and so I've got like the first 5 or 6 issues of each one of those series, and then after that I have, of course, when they came out, each one crossed over into Thor and Spider-Man, all those books, and I've got the crossovers for that, so I've got a stack like this, and it's like it's all Infinity books. I think there's like 125 books.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I'm selling it as a whole set of Infinity stuff, so somebody can put it together. But
if anybody's looking to get a jump start on Infinity Wars and get your read on, that's a pretty good collection to have a hold of, especially because the movies are going to follow pretty closely to the books for the most part.
Yeah, and I also can't leave DC out. I got a bunch of DC books because I've got like
Batman.
I've got like where Batman, when Bane breaks Batman's back. I got about
that'd be Nightfall.
14 copies of that.
So if you need a copy of Nightfall,
I don't have the full Nightfall series. I had 3 full sets of Nightfall series. I sold all 3 of those at one point just because I couldn't pass up the offer I got for them. But I've got Superman. I got first appearance of Doomsday. I've got just a lot of like the Death of Superman. A lot of important books, key issues there. Deathstroke. I've got his first 12 books in his first ongoing series. I've got a second appearance.
There you go.
So,
Did he show up in Teen Titans first?
Yeah.
Okay. I can remember if he debuted in Teen Titans or not. But let's get to something else. But yeah, if you guys want comics or anything like that, hit us up. We'll see what we can do for you.
Yep.
Let's talk a little bit. Like we've got Talk Nerdy to Me here. This is one of the new shows we're kind of giving a little preview of. Let's talk about a couple other shows we've got in the pipeline, just to kind of give folks a idea of what's to come.
Okay.
If you see the announcement video, we are changing the name. Go check that out. But once we change the name, we're going to launch with an entire slate of shows. We'll give you a little rundown of kind of some of the things we're going to be doing. The Marvel show that we had announced, that is still in the plans. It's going to take a lot to do that show, so we're kind of putting it on the back burner for now, until we can get the proper equipment to shoot the show. We don't want to put it out there half-cocked without the quality that we want it to be, because we don't want you guys to have to suffer for watching it. We'd rather put it out there at the highest quality we possibly can.
Right.
But on top of Talk Nerdy to Me, we've also got a show. When Nerdgasms first came out, we did a little video called our Nerd versus Nerd Debates. It's not going to be the exact same concept, and definitely not going to be the same title. But we are going to go back to that same kind of format, and it's almost one of those who would win scenarios. We're not just going to do comic book characters. You can see anything from like Genghis Khan versus Robin Hood and stuff like that. Just random off-the-wall stuff. We're going to let you guys suggest certain things to us, and we'll pick which ones we want. And you'll see us debating who would win in a fight.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think the one everybody always assumes is going to come first is Goku versus Superman. We're going to clear that up now. He doesn't know anything about Goku. There's no point in doing that.
Yeah.
Because I could literally just say Goku is magical and Superman's weak to magic, which isn't true, but he would have to believe me because he doesn't know the character. So it's going to have to be stuff that we're kind of both well versed in. We may have guests on occasion, so you could see a Goku versus Superman down the line. It just probably wouldn't be me and you doing it.
Right.
What else we got on the table?
Well, the new channel name is going to be Nacho Mama's Channel.
Nacho Mama's Channel. Yeah. I literally thought you were going to say the new name, and I was like, all right, time to stop recording the video.
Nope.
Cancel this.
No. Can't say the new name yet. What's the other channel? I was going to say you said 2 channels. What's the other channel?
No, not the other channel.
Or the other show.
What other shows? I actually sent them all to you because we had a big list. The idea is to put out pretty much a video a day until we can get a little more help and be able to do more stuff. So I think we're doing Sundays off or something like that. We've got your story show, which I think is going to be pretty cool. If you want to talk about that for a minute while I look this up.
Whoa, my story show.
Yeah.
Oh, for the Pop-Out Kevy Kid?
Yeah, that thing.
Okay, well, that's just a show. It really has nothing to do with this in general, but it's one I'm going to start doing. And I got the idea because my grandkids live in Vegas with their mom and dad, of course. They're teachers out there. So they moved out there to Vegas, and I don't get to see them anymore. So I like to do, I was thinking about doing like a story time. You call it like something like a story time with Pawpaw or Pawpaw Kev story time or something like that. I haven't figured it out yet, but something where I could do like a 15-minute story time, and then that can go, and then mom or dad can put it on for them. 15 minutes before they go to bed, they listen to the story that I read to them, and they go to bed. So that's kind of something I want to do like that. And I figured kind of the way I'm doing it is going to be more of a, it's going to be for them, but it's also going to be the kind of show that anybody can watch it and let their kids watch it if they wanted to watch it as well. So,
and honestly, with what we're doing, there's nothing wrong with having a little family-friendly content on the show. A lot of the stuff we do, you're going to hear us say fuck. You're going to hear us say a lot of stuff like that, and a lot of like jokes and things like that are off-color, not exactly family-friendly humor. So, I mean, you mentioned to me that you want to do the show, and I was like, hey, why don't you put it on the channel?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
It'll give us some extra content to put out. Plus, they can bring in views on top of that. It's something that I feel like having a little bit of family-friendly tucked into the corner isn't a bad backup plan to have in the future. Yeah. Because especially the way YouTube's algorithm changes, who knows, one day they could be like, you can't say fuck on YouTube anymore. We're going to be like, we've got Pawpaw Kev.
It's like, any shows will start with a T, you're not going to be in there.
Shit. We are actually going to, as hard as this is for me to say, Nerd Bites, we're going to put that away for a while. That was the show me and Jake originally did on Nerdgasms. It's no longer going to be a thing that we do. We are still going to do a news show, but it's not just going to be nerd related. We're going to cover everything from real world news down to video games, movies, things like that. You're still going to get your nerdy news with that show, but we're going to extend it to about a half an hour long and actually talk about legit things happening in the world. So that's definitely a show we're going to be doing. We're going to have the wrestling show, the 10 Count, the one I'll be doing with the man who calls himself Ben. We've been doing a bunch of test stuff, so you guys haven't actually heard any of that or seen any of that, but we are adding a little bit of wrestling to what we're doing. Some WWE, maybe New Japan, stuff like that. The show that I think when I pitched it to you, you looked at me like I was really stupid, and then after I explained it to you, you were on board immediately.
Which one?
That would be the one that we're tentatively calling the Darwin Awards.
Oh, right, yeah.
We're going to play a little game of scenario where essentially one of us will come up with a situation, the other one has to come up with the best way to survive that situation and the best way to die in that situation. The example you gave me was a zombie thing. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to get into too much detail, but it ended with an explosion of epic proportions. But yeah, we're going to have something like that. We may change the name. All this stuff right now is all tentative. It's not for sure what we're going to call it. Mm-hmm. And then the last show, the one that I'm excited about, right now it is tentatively called Welcome to the Universe. Probably going to be changed just because I'm not a big huge fan of the name. But what that is going to be is we're going to take characters that are getting introduced to the movies and comic books and movies and things like that. And we're going to kind of compare and contrast their movie version versus their comic version. Which can anyway down anything from the appearance to the way they act, things like that. And we're also going to try and play a little bit of fortune teller and predict what they're going to do with characters going forward. Things like Adam Warlock and things like that. We're going to kind of sit down and discuss who this person is in the comics, why he's important, and why it matters that he's in the movies. Mm-hmm. That kind of stuff.
Right.
But yeah, that's definitely the one that I'm excited about personally. And we got a couple other shows in the hopper as well. The only other one I think you guys would know about is what we were calling the Lowdown. We're not going to call it the Lowdown anymore. We're actually going to change that over to Origin Story, and we're going to reshoot a couple of those and put those out. It's not just going to be me and Kevy Kev. It could be anything from I could do one with my mom, you could do one with your wife, things like that. People who are important to us, just so we can kind of tell our story vicariously through them, what they mean to us and how they help shape us to where we are now and what we're doing. Kind of thing.
I'm going to do one with my dog.
Have fun, folks. I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to be here when he shoots it, but I'm assuming peanut butter is going to be involved, and it's going to be weird. But no, just kind of give you guys a little quick rundown. This has been Talk Nerdy to Me, our first episode, kind of our little mini video podcast kind of thing. So definitely give us a like, thumbs up, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun jazz. But yeah, leave us a comment. Tell us what you think of the new show. And give us some ideas for the debate, honestly. We're trying to think of who we want to do first. We're going to probably record that pretty soon. So in the comments section, give us a couple ideas. If you want to, who you want to see go head-to-head and who you want to see us debate over and figure out who would win in a fight.
Yeah, sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yep.
I have been the Clown.
Kevy Kev.
That has been Kevy Kev. Thank you all for watching, and remember to stay nerdy, folks.
Yep.